I thought, why not do a fun little drawing with you guys? The Oklahoma City Thunder have made the playoffs again, which is super exciting. And so I thought I would do a Thunder project with you guys. But of course, we can't do their logo because it's their logo. So what if we work on some lettering together and then kind of put our own twist on things? So I'm going to use pencil, Sharpie, markers, crayons, like color pencil, just whatever I have right here in front of me. But you guys use whatever you have in front of you. So I'm going to gather up my supplies. I'll see you back on here in 10 seconds. All right. So I'm going to try pencil, but I'm a little bit nervous you guys aren't going to be able to see the pencil on here just because it's kind of soft. But if you can do pencil first, that would be amazing. Now, we know Oklahoma City is Thunder is a basketball team, right? We also know that there's lightning bolts occasionally, like you think lightning bolts with thunder. And so we could pull in a lightning bolt. So let's see what we can pull in and to our thunder. And then maybe we could even do like a cool, almost graffiti like letter to go in there as well. So I'm thinking, and my letters are going to be about a third of the page because it's OKC. So we'll do a third of the page. And I'm going to start with a basketball. That's a little bit more than a third of a page. Yeah, you guys can't see that, can you? You can't see that. Darn. Okay. So we're going to go round like a basketball, right? And then you guys are going to add a K. So the bummer thing is I can't do this since we can't use a pencil. So I'm going to just try to do it freehand. So we're going to go little diagonal, and then we're going to shoot back over, slightly diagonal, but more horizontal. And then we're going to go again, and then we're going to go back over, and maybe one more time. So we're going to do something like this for the side of the K. And I might need to get y'all even a little bit closer so you can see even better. Let's like, oop, wrong direction. Here we go. There, we don't need to see me. We just need to see what I'm doing. There we go. Awesome. So then we're going to make the same thing again right next to it. So we're going to come over, diagonal down, just like this diagonal, over, and then we're going to diagonal more so that it connects, just like that. So now we've got our lightning bolt in here, right? But we need this to be a K. So let's pull in and make this look more like a K. All right, so now we've got a basketball. I guess we do need to make this look a little more like a basketball. Let's throw a curve in here, curve, a little bit of a curve, and then more of a curve, more of a curve. There we go. And then let's pop in a C. So what if we go, so little slightly diagonal, little slightly diagonal. We're going to come over, over. Here we go. Over again, up, over again, down, over again to match this one, over again to match that one, diagonal to match this one, diagonal to match that one. Now we've got our C. So we've got our OKC. Excellent. Now, just in case you guys can see my pencil line and it's maybe just me that can't see the pencil line, I'm going to pop this off of here. Oh, you guys probably can't see my whole C, can you? Back it up just a smidge. There we go. We'll go ahead and erase this line. Now, the cool thing is if you're watching me on replay, you can most definitely go back and hit pause when you need to and kind of catch yourself up, right? So now we've got our OKC. So why don't we know that blue and orange are going to be their colors. And I'm going to even use some yellow. So I'm going to start with some basic colors, right? Let's go ahead and do our basketball orange. So I want to use the whole tip of the marker. That's called a nib. And I want to use the whole side of it, not just the point. So we get a really bold line. All right. Maybe we'll go under right here. And then I might as well go ahead and outline it as well. So we have a great outline. Just like so. And you never want to use dried up markers, guys. So save your dried up markers to turn into watercolors. Otherwise, let's use nice bold markers so that our artwork looks nice and bold, right? Okay, then for our lightning bolt, we'll go yellow. Now, if you have like alcohol markers or brush markers or, what are they called? Those fancy ones start with the P. Anyway, you have those, whatever you have, use them. And the more variety you can find of one color, the better. So like if you have a bunch of yellows, get them all out. Let's see what we can do with all of them, right? There we go. And then we'll do our C in blue. There we go. So I'm getting my letters outlined. I know it looks funny how I'm holding my marker, but sometimes if you hold your marker a little different, you can get the whole side of the tip and not just the very point. Because when you just use the point, you get a much skinnier line. And we're going bold right now, guys. Bold. There we go. Excellent. Hey, Bella. All right. So now let's see if my black works. I'm hoping it does. So I want to pretend like, okay, there's a highlight, there's a shadow. So if I have a light shining maybe over here, then that would mean my shadow is going to be on the underside or the right side, right? So I could come right here, go thin and then thicker and then back to thin. And that's going to give us a bit of an outline, just like so. There we go. And then let's see, where would we do that? We would do it, so if we have our light shining right here, we're gonna do it here, there, because that's the underside. This is an underside, opposite side. Now this is a top, so we wouldn't do that. Left side would be directly facing our pretend sunlight here, so we can't do tops or left sides, but we can do right sides and undersides. There we go. So this is kind of helping give it like this whole 3D effect, right? So same thing, we can't do top or left, but we can do underside, underside, underside. We can do right, right. This would be a top, so we can't do that. We can't do here, we can't do here. But we can do right here. So you like really have to think about it. So for me, I know it seems silly, like I'm holding my hand here, but you really got to think about, okay, where would a light be hitting to create a shine? And then where would it not be at all to create a shadow, right? Okay, so now we could take and start working on getting this guy filled in. So this crayon is called, Banana Mania. Oh, let's see what color this is. Okay, it's a good yellow. It's kind of like a goldeny yellow. I like it. And so the reason I'm using a crayon in here is because it's going to give us another value of yellow. And then same thing, when I do the orange, another value of orange. When I do the blue, another value of blue. So now we don't just have all one color. Now, granted, if you wanted to be marker, you could do all one color. and get it filled in. And so it's nice and bold because marker's way more bold than crayon, but that's still nice. Okay, what kind of blue is this? Bluebell. Huh. You can always test a marker on the back and see. So that's kind of soft. I guess we could go like, let's try something. Let's go half the lighter side, right? Where the shine would be. Let's go this lighter blue. And then the rest of it, let's go regular blue, if I can find one. If I can dig in here and find one. This is what I'm digging in, guys. I'm over here digging in my bucket. Probably would have been smart to pull these colors ahead of time, but how fun is that? Isn't it more fun to hear me ramble while I'm digging? Oh, this must be that cerulean. Okay, I think this is regular blue. We'll go regular blue. What is it? Is it cauliflower? Or I don't know. There's one kind of blue that's like a really pretty blue. It's like not too dark, but it's almost like an indigo. It's pretty. Ooh, that's kind of cool though. So we've got our lighter and our darker crayon. Like it. I think I'm going to take my bluebell now and go on top of all of it one more time, just so it kind of blends. It's kind of tricky blending crayons, but if you can, oh my gosh, takes it up a notch. I wonder if we've got another yellow in here. I don't see a golden yellow. This is like an orange color, I think. But what if we kind of go with this little bit? Look at these off-brands. Off-brands are funky when it comes to crayons. Sorry, off-brands. Crayola's got it going on when it comes to crayons. Okay, so that's my funky, I don't even know what brand it is. Yellow, but that's okay. All right, what kind of orange we got here? We got red orange, that'll be good. And then we got, oh, yellow orange, that'll be good. Do we have just a regular orange? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so then let's do yellow orange on the top half of the basketball that's going to be catching the shine or the highlight, right? And then we'll do the red orange on the shadow side, and then they'll kind of meet and overlap. There we go. And then I'm going to go softer right here in the middle. And then harder. Over all of it. See, I'm taking that yellow orange and going over all of it. Probably sounds like a rumbling, this me coloring on this chalkboard so hard. I'm like using all my muscles, guys. Nice, but look at that shine. Okay, awesome. So now for the background, like you could totally have some fun with the background. I'm thinking, ooh, I found a silver and a gray. Oh, that's an off-brand. Let's not use that one. I need to pull all these off-brands out. We are not going to be using these. Okay. Ooh, a metallic blast of bronze, huh? Interesting. Oh, here's a darker gray, I think. Okay, I think I have 3 different grays here. So what if we come in and we do like some clouds? And we do our clouds kind of swirly. And then maybe we got another one over here. We're going to swirl these clouds in. You could even have fun because you know our Oklahoma sunsets. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. You could put a pretty sunset behind this. However you want to do it. I've got another project that I made up kind of based off Thunder. I'll have to do that one for you guys too if you're interested. Oh, thank you, True Roland. I appreciate it. All right. So if you're interested, like I said, I got another Thunder one we could totally do. It's like one of those surprise drawings, you know, you fold it, it looks like one thing, and then you open it up and it looks like something else or more. That's what I'm talking about. So I got one of those, but it's Thunder themed. There we go. We did it last year when we were in the playoffs. We did it at summer camp here because playoffs just kept going and going for us last year, which was amazing. I'm afraid I'm going to jinx us. I need to be happy but quiet. I feel like I always jinx my favorite teams. Maybe I'll knock on wood. Will that help? We'll knock on wood. Okay. So now we got some clouds kind of floating around. I don't know if you can see them because they're so light. And then this says gray and this says Timberwolf. What color is Timberwolf? Oh, it just looks gray. Maybe a grayish brown. Oh, that's kind of boring, I guess. All right, but we're getting this going. But basically, we're just getting rid of white space. We don't want to see white space. I could have even colored the whole background like with a gray marker. That would have even looked really good. Or done like a striped background, like 2 different grays, light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray. So the silver is kind of hard to see. I wonder if we should like go over it. Yeah, there we go. We're going to go over it with just the gray crayon because the silver is so light, which makes sense. It should be. There we go. All right. So I'm just going back over those clouds and just kind of swirling some color in. There we go. Oh my gosh, so fun. Now, like I said, in Oklahoma, we have the most beautiful sunset. So if you wanted to add in like pops of color, what's this one called? This one's called, oh, blush. Crayola sure did come up with a lot of fun names. Now, I was watching a video one time on like how Crayola markers are made, and if I'm not mistaken, you can't really quote me because I don't remember exactly how many, but there's only a certain amount of wrapper colors. There's like hundreds of actual crayon colors, but wrapper colors, there's only a certain amount and that they put on all the crayons. How crazy is that, right? So like each crayon doesn't have its own individual color of wrapper, if that makes sense. Now, could that be different? That could have been an outdated video. Could be different these days. I'd have to research it better, or you guys can comment below and tell me how wrong I am. But I remember thinking, oh, that's interesting. But it probably saves them money. And then they just print whatever color name that the crayon is on that crayon. So there, I threw in some pink into my clouds. Maybe we'll swirl a little orange in there now. A little pink and orange in our clouds. Why not? You could even have like lightning bolts coming out of your clouds. Like you do them up however you want. Your background is your own expression, but how fun. So let's just do a little slow, oh my goodness, little slow zoom in. I'm just making a mess up here. See, I have to put extra papers underneath because my chalkboard's so textured. But here we go. So that way you guys can see it just a little closer, little closer. There we go. So I am wishing our Oklahoma City Thunder so much luck and grace and perseverance and focus and grit and determination to get through these playoffs and make it to the end. I believe in them. Woohoo! So cool, guys. All right. So anyway, go Thunder. And thank you so much for watching. And like I said, I've got another Thunder themed project that I want to do with y'all this week. It's one of those where, you know, you fold them a certain way and then when you open it, pops in and you see a whole nother perspective to the art. So we're going to do that later this week. But go Thunder. Play hard, keep it going, and know that your city and state is behind you 100%. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching.